Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole and I like to do fashion DIYs. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this tank top right here. I am taking it back to the basics and I am making a very basic high neck tank top. My favorite feature about this tank top is the reverse binding. I really like this look. It gives this such a store-bought look, and you can make this 100% on your domestic sewing machine. In this video, I'm going to be using both my serger and the domestic straight stitch machine, but you can definitely just use the domestic straight stitch. So for the pattern of this tank top, I actually made this one and I will have it available on Etsy and it'll be linked down below if you are interested. But you can definitely just clone any tank top you already own. So let's get started. What I do really recommend is for you to pick yourself up a twin needle. If you don't already have one, this is such a great hack and you can use this on any domestic straight stitch machine. So for my pattern, I need to cut one front and one back piece, 2 armhole bindings, and 1 neck binding. I'm making a size extra small. For fabric, you are going to want 3/4 of a yard. In this tutorial, I am using half a yard and I was really cutting it close. I had just enough fabric to sew this tank top. Now that all my pieces are cut, it's time to start with the construction. I'm going to place my front and back right sides together and pin both the side seams and shoulder seams. Then I'm going to take it over to my serger and serge these edges closed. If you don't have a serger, you can sew this with a zigzag stitch at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. While I am still threaded on my serger, I'm going to take all 3 bindings and sew them closed right sides together. Before we attach the binding, I'm going to fold and press 1/2 inch up all the way around the binding on one side. This will make things easier to sew and will have a cleaner finish in the end. I'm starting with the neck hole, but the process will be the same for the arms as well. You are going to divide the neck hole into quarters. Match the side seams up to find the center front and the center back and mark with pins. Then fold in half from there to divide it into quarters, also marking with pins. You will repeat this process to the neck binding piece, folding it into quarters and marking with pins. Since we are doing a reverse neck binding, you are going to attach it to the wrong side of the garment with the right side of the binding. You should be pinning the side you didn't press. Then attach the binding to the neckline, matching the corners and pinning it in quarters to keep it even. I like to go in and add extra pins in between the quarters for extra support. Before sewing, you're going to want to swap out your needle for a stretch needle or ballpoint needle and change your stitch to a zigzag. Then test out your stitching on a scrap piece of fabric. When sewing the binding, we are going to be sewing at 3/8 of a seam allowance. I marked this setting on my machine with some tape. Then I'm going to sew, pulling slightly on the binding layer so it lays flat with my neckline. Once that was done, I followed the same steps on my armholes. Then I flipped the top right side out and folded the binding over so it hid the zigzag stitching and pinned. This is when pressing this earlier comes in handy. It really helps the binding to lay flat. Once I pinned all the way around, it was time to set up my machine with the twin needle. To use a twin needle, you are going to need another spool of thread. I'm using the same spools that I use in my serger, and I use mugs to hold them in place when sewing. You are going to thread both lines of the thread through the machine like you would normally, except once you get to the needle, one thread will go into each needle. Just make sure your machine is set to a straight stitch and test it on a scrap piece of fabric before sewing your project. If you find that the stitches are skipping, try to adjust the tension of the needle. Once you are happy with your stitch, it is time to use the twin needle for your top stitch. Top stitching can always be a bit nerve-wracking, so be sure to take your time and try to stay as straight as possible. Repeat this process on all the bindings. The last and final step is to finish up the hem. I'm going to go around the hemline and pin 3/4 of an inch up. Pressing here would have been helpful, but I skipped that step. Then I sewed using the twin needle, putting tape at the 3/4 inch mark on my machine as a guide. I sewed around the hemline and now my tank is done. The last thing I am going to do is press everything into place. So this is how the top turned out. I am extremely happy with it. I think it is such a great basic tank top, and I know I will be making about a dozen more of these. My next video is actually going to be how to jazz up a plain basic tank top, and I will be using this tank top as the base, which is really how this whole project started. I have a complex of having to make everything myself, so I have to make the tank tops before I DIY the tank tops. It's a thing. If you would like to see that video once I post it, please be sure to subscribe and turn the bell notifications on so you know when I post a video. And if you would like to make your own tank top, I will have the link down below to the pattern if you are interested. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.